channel. Today we are going to show you our big, huge pour day. We're pouring the slab today. As you can see, I'm on crutches. I injured myself a little bit. But that's not gonna stop us, all right? So let's walk step by step through the process. Come on. We've got a team of guys installing our slab, right? Our concrete slab. So just like our footings and our case-on work, we have a hose with our truck that pumps the concrete through the hose and down into the slab. This is a different application, okay? This requires a little bit more labor-intensive process. But basically, we fill the mud up to our designated form that we've set, and then we rod and screed the mud nice and flat. Let's show you exactly how we got to this point. Before, this was old concrete, and we talked to you guys about taking the old concrete out, hauling it away, and then putting in a new sub base with rebar reinforced with new concrete. So that's what this is. So we took the old concrete out. That whole process took a couple days. Then we came back and put road base down, compacted it down with a special tool that vibrates the rock in place, a layer of sand visqueen, which you can see here. Okay, so this is 10 mil plastic. Okay, and the reason why we put that in is so that any moisture that comes underneath the slab, which it will, over time won't come up and ruin the floor. So what happens is moisture gets underneath the slab, it'll have that tendency to want to come up into the house. That moisture barrier prevents it from doing so. Okay, so it's actually a really, really important piece to making sure that your slab is nice and secure and safe and you're not going to have issues in the future. So we put our road base down, then we added 2 inches of sand. We've got our plastic, our 10 mil plastic, and then on top of that, we've got our sand, okay, which is also compacted down. It's almost as hard as concrete, believe it or not, by the time you get it all done. So we've got our sand in, then the next step is to put our slab steel in. We've got 24 inches on center, number 4 bar minimum. So number 4 is 1/2 inch diameter. So we've got number 4 bars running. Everything gets tied together, linked with our existing concrete slab and tied into our grade beams and our case-ons. And now, as you can see, we're pouring a beautiful slab. So this is a huge day for this Cliffside project. This can allow us to transition from supporting the house and making sure that it's not going to move over time anymore. And now we're transitioning to the next phase, which is put back, final framing, all our rough utilities, which would be the next phase. So electrical, HVAC, plumbing. We've got to roughen our new sewer line, and then final touches on miscellaneous things. And then we turn into finishes, which is insulation, drywall, cabinetry. Doesn't happen that fast, of course, but yeah, huge, huge day here. This is about a 6-week process in the making from when we started to where we're at today. It took about 6 total weeks. I'm so stoked with the progress. These crutches are not going to slow me down. I'll be on them for a little while, but let's go look at the team. We've got our float out, our bull float, okay? And you can see as he's coming through, the goal here is to get the concrete nice and flat. That's what we're trying to do on this pass. So he's kind of pulling the high spots so that they fill in with any of the low spots. Over there, you can see where the concrete didn't get filled in a little bit. That's a low spot. So it's kind of critical to make sure that that bull float works. It kind of helps prevent any undulation in the concrete, okay? That'll help you in the future when we go to finish moving forward here. But the goal here is to get it as flat as we can.
How is everyone?
We're working our way through. We poured the first 2 bedrooms. Now we're into the family room or the living room, okay? We installed a piece of wood here. That piece of wood is flush with the top of our form, which is basically gonna be the top of our slab. But if you notice, it's 1.5 inches lower. And the reason why we do that, the door that we installed, the slider door, the threshold is gonna sit in that pocket that we create. So once the concrete dries, we'll pull that form out and there'll be a depression in the slab. When we finish our flooring on the inside, it flushes out, or at least is closer to the finish of the door threshold. Okay, so you don't have to step up and over the door threshold. The door threshold itself is even with the flooring. So this little trick on new construction like this, we're able to do it. You can do it in old construction, but you gotta actually go and saw cut, jackhammer, and chip down. But since this is brand new, why not do it, right? So it's a recess, it's a pocket in the slab. Guys are doing good. So the board over there that you can see, that's called a screed, okay, or a rod. That rod goes from our assumed concrete height to our assumed concrete height, okay? So it spans the distance. And as we pour and pump the concrete in, we can kind of use that as our benchmark, as our guide to kind of pull the concrete mud back and use it as a tool to know if we're too high or if we're too low. So just a quick recap on our foundation pieces, right? So how everything works together. If you remember, we dug those huge holes down into the ground, our case-ons, okay? Those case-ons got filled up. Then we dug our grade beams. That grade beam ties into our caisson. Caisson to grade beam. And then now we've got our slab. So our slab actually ties into the grade beam. So we anchored our slab steel, the number 4 bar, into the grade beam. The grade beam attaches to the caissons. Caissons are anchored into the earth. Caissons, grade beam, slab, super strong application. One of the cool features of this property is that if you remember in the beginning, we had some stairs in the back section of the house that went up to the old second level, and it was a kind of a funky design. That was the main entrance. Part of the rehab and remodel process was to relocate the existing stairs to a new, more functional, more cohesive application. And so we've just finished the stairs. Turned out nice. So we're gonna have a door here, slider door that leads out to the front yard. That'll be the new front entry. This would be the kitchen. So if you pan back over here, this is our new kitchen with its new footprint. So pantry here, fridge there, cooktop here with our new hood. Our sink will be here, centered on this window, okay? And then we'll have a nice big peninsula island to sit at here. The stairs, as you can see, Lupe making his way up there, are here, which is way more functional to get to the second level. We took into consideration all the existing conditions running our new slabs. This lower section is gonna get filled with gypcrete to this elevation. See, our stair framing is pretty cool. We've got sectional stairs that kind of come up and then they dissect the landing itself. So the landing is cut up into 3 different steps. 1, 2, 3. And then we finish our way up the level there. Here we're gonna put 2 nice big picture frame windows. Okay, so one that goes basically centered over the landing and one up a little further towards Bigfoot up there. It's gonna be awesome. So come up the stairs, you'll be able to see through, get a lot of natural light coming through here. But now the stairs are in and we can say hi to Bigfoot up there. Hi, Bigfoot.
Hey, how you doing, friend?
That's my number 1 right there. We're making good progress. Stairs are in. Doors and windows are gonna go in very, very soon, probably next week. Miscellaneous framing, our foundation, our slab being finalized. Great progress. So happy with how everything's going. Join us for the next episode and we'll fill you in. Hey.